hell of a lot better. Alrighty, g'day. I was just the other day given this canister torch right here. So, as you can see, normal. Now, why was I given it? It was free. I don't have the batteries here, but hopefully the camera picks this up. If you look in there, LED is cracked, or at least the housing for it's cracked and burnt out. Now, is it focused again? Yeah, cool. Now, it still works. It still makes light, but because that's so burnt, it shines a real big yellow light, and it looks like shit. So, I am going to try and fix that. Now, some Allen keys, so I can take this thing apart. Let's see, I believe they were 3mm. Wow, what a guess. Come on. It's really just a game of working it until you can just give it one of these. Alright, that's one screw and washer out. Don't want to lose these. Now, this is my first attempt at making any sort of video, and it's very niche, so I doubt anyone's really going to watch it. But for the 1 or 2 people that are frantically Googling how to fix my orcatorch, because there's no videos on it, I hope this helps. Move this camera a little bit. Okay. Sorry about all the mess over there. I really need to clean my shed. Alright, so once you've opened up this, we just want to get this out of the way. That's just your housing over here, just for the meantime. Now let's have a look, see if you can see anything in there. In here, there are some marks of corrosion and stuff, but the torch actually works, so I'm not even going to worry about that. Next up, this. Now, I looked on the forums a little bit, and apparently it is absolutely covered in Loctite. Now, what is Loctite? Loctite is a type of adhesive compound meant for threads that you really, really don't want to come undone. Things like underwater torches. Generally, it's very common in automotive application, like in your engine bolts and stuff. Now, it's really, really good at making things not come undone, which is all well and good until you want it to come undone. So, how am I going to get this done? Well, obviously, I've got this. I've got a vise just over there. Well, just over there. I'll move the camera in a sec. And I have multi-grips. So, it was free. So if I break it, I break it. If I don't, then I get a free canister light that's worth like $700. Alright, so how do you remove Loctite? Now, I looked it up. There's a few ways. The best way is if you have access to the bolt, which we don't, and you can get a type of solvent, something like acetone. So that's my rabbit. She doesn't like her enclosure at the minute. I need to fix it. Something like acetone. Acetone will dissolve the Loctite and get it out. Now, acetone's not great here for a couple reasons. First off, this is an electronic piece of equipment, and acetone can, to put it bluntly, fuck it. And the other reason is we don't really have access into here. So, what's the next best solution? A heat gun. If you can heat this up, then it will actually loosen the bond on the Loctite. Now, there's 2 ways to do that. Obviously, the first one's a heat gun, like I said. Second one, it's a dive torch. They run really hot. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go get my heat gun. Back in a sec. I've moved this here. That's my rabbit just there. We are fixing our enclosure, so that's not imperative to this video. So, I've got my heat gun. Now, if it's got any cap like this, take that off. You don't need it. Well, that's for doing cables and stuff. I'm a technician by trade. These are like $300, so if you don't own a heat gun, don't buy one just for this. You'd almost be better off buying a new torch. So, what you're going to want to do, get this nice and hot, and just slowly work this. If you don't own a vise, don't go buy one. Because if you've got to buy a vice and a heat gun, you may as well at that point just buy a new torch, as shitty as it sounds. So I expect like 2 people total to watch this video. So if you are watching it, because you have, in this case, an orcatorch D711, and it's broken in the same way, because I've seen a couple of people with that on the scuba forums, then, well, lucky you. This is aluminium, which isn't as conductive as some other metals, but it's still relatively conductive. All that means is we've got to heat up the outside, wait for a minute for the heat to transfer, and then go at it again. Because just because the outside's hot doesn't mean the inside is. And the outside can be ice cold as long as the inside is nice and warm. What my plan is here, assuming this all works, is I would like to remove this top part here so I get access to the LED diode. Light emitting diode. So I can actually get access to the diode, right? Because if I can get access to the diode, I can read what it's requesting, like voltage and amperage, and I can just go buy another diode and solder it on. You'll need a multimeter as well. Multimeters can range anywhere from about $20 off Amazon to a few $100. I've got a pretty nice one just because I'm a technician in electronics specifically. So I just kind of have these tools anyway. Alright, that's getting pretty hot. Where are my multi-grips? So you're just going to want to get these on there. And you're just going to want to turn it. Now this will fuck up the paint job or the coating. Okay, that's getting tough to as you can see the marks on here. Is the camera seeing them? Yeah, marks just like here. That is because this is aluminium and it's anodized. So it's just got this black coating on the outside. Looks really cool. These are chrome vanadium steel. Notably a lot harder than aluminium. That's going to destroy that anodized coating. What I'm probably just going to end up doing is putting like a sleeve or something over it. Yeah. So remember, as you're working on it, this is going to cool down. So, yeah. If you don't have, like, multi-grips and a vise, then this is just never going to come undone. Ah, shit. Well, that's fucked. Always be very careful. I'm gonna have to get new glass. So, I'll see if I can get a glass making buddy of mine to help fix this. That's bad. Oh, bloody hell. Alright, we press on. So, next up, let's get like a knife. Doesn't have to be fancy. To help lift this off. I don't know if you can see this. So let me take the phone out of the holster. So that's our diode just there. It's got 2 screws. I'll be right back with a screwdriver. I can undo those. This should be a better angle now. Now you need, again, ignore how messy my shed is. So you need a few things here. First off, you need a multimeter of some kind. And you'll need the actual battery pack, wherever I put that. Where did I put that? Oh, I placed it conveniently for my use, and I still forgot about it. Put in 2 batteries, specifically 26650s if you don't have the ones that came with the torch. Then just attach it. Now, I'm going to need to lube up these. So you can see what happens. It glows just yellow. A sickly, sickly yellow. Hello, Shelby. Hat, please. Hat. Okay, she's just here now. Alright, so what we're going to do, sorry about the light. We're going to turn that on. We're going to measure the voltage. We're getting 6.3 volts. And then 5.8. On the lowest setting, we're getting 5.4. Turn that off because that is hurting my eyes real bad. Now let's take this off. Do not lose these screws. They're going to go right there. I'm going to remove the battery pack because you do not want anything shorting. That is a recipe for fire. I'm just going to get my soldering iron. I'm going to desolder this. I'll be right back. Okay. Now, there is a bit of an art to removing things that have been soldered. First off, you need a soldering iron. So you can take your soldering iron, wait, while you're waiting for it to get heated up, grab everything else. Charged one at least a little bit. How long? I don't know. I'm pretty sure this battery is just stuffed. So what we're going to do, gonna wait till it heats up, like I was saying. Going to touch it to there very gently. Grab this with our pliers because it will be too hot to handle, much like myself. Inhale the lovely noxious fumes. I'm getting real tempted to just cut it. It would appear my soldering iron does not get hot enough. Alright. There is a solution to this. Although, it's a bit sketch. To be fair, I'm going to be ordering some new glass for this anyway. And it was free. So, what we're going to have to do, go get some side cutters that are actually right for the job. Okay, so now that I've cut this back, I just realized I wasn't filming, so I just use these. Cut this back here. Do not do this. This is dumb. I'm gonna have to go find an LED that fits these characteristics. I'll be back.
2 weeks later.
Okay, so it's been 2 weeks. Why has it been 2 weeks? Well, got a new LED. It's like this. And I'll post the link to this in the description for this. And I had to get new glass cut. So, not making the same mistake twice. Folks over at United Glass in St. Kilda cut this up for me in 5-10 minutes. Great blokes. Notably, I have plenty of length on this black little wire. I don't on this red wire. So, we're going to fix that. I've got a little donor piece of wire here. Just going to let the soldering iron heat up. That's really the first step. Just fix that. Right. Now, that's really easy. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to solder on this extension. So, now how I do that is I just get some bare copper, twist it up like so. And I see I've already stripped it back just a tiny bit, just there. Then you just get your soldering iron, bit of solder, just tin it that a little bit. Forgot that's very hot. Alright, that took way more effort than I anticipated, but it is done. Right. Now all else I've got to do is nip a little bit of that off, like so. Then I take my brand shiny new LED, whack that on there like so. Now here comes one of the hard parts, which if you've just watched that previous performance shouldn't inspire too much confidence. It's not as neat as when we first saw it. Let's first see if this, alright, the reflector can go on. I love these little things. $10 from Bunnings. See how that is backwards. How's that look? It's good enough for the minute. Now, let's connect up the battery. Now, I've done nothing so far apart from just replace the LED and solder it like it looks like it wants to be soldered. There we are. Look at that. Alright, let's see if it works like I want it to. Perfect. That's bright as. Now, I should mention, this is a sketchy LED off AliExpress. So, I don't know how good it is. Other thing I should probably mention is whenever, every single time, don't care how static it is, whenever you remove an O-ring, put silicone grease. Helps protect it from all manner of corrosion and all manner, doesn't have to be much, just a little bit. How much do the whole O-ring? It's just a matter of just coat the whole thing. Wham, bam, shang-a-lang. Then we put this reflector back on. Now, you don't have to have it super centered. This is not. It's a replacement. That's okay. Now, look. So far, I've spent less money than it would take me to just buy a whole new torch, right? But, real talk, if you don't have the majority of this already, all this is stuff I suggest you get. I think everyone should have soldering stuff. I don't have my screwdrivers on me, by the way, which is why I'm doing it like this. So I think I might have to go get them. I don't want to do that. Yeah. If you don't have the stuff for soldering and the knowledge to fuck around and find out, or you're not willing to fuck around and find out, I suggest just taking it to a repair technician who knows what they're doing. Because, look, I got this for free. This was just given to me under the guise of, if you can fix it, you can keep it. Right? Not everyone's so lucky. If you've got the stuff and it's already broken, go ahead, you know. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, no, you have to buy a new one. Guess what? That's what you're going to have to do anyway, you know. But if you don't already have the stuff to go fix it, you're taking on a gamble. No, these screws aren't going back in. It's alright. This is also the damage on the side that I was talking about. Because you can, for these pliers, you can get rubber tips that go over them. I don't have those. And this is just aluminium. This is steel. So that's obviously it's going to leave some pretty severe marks. Now you saw, that is how you fix one of these. I hope for like the 3 people that see this, it helps. And for everyone else, I hope you were entertained by watching me smash some expensive glass. And yeah, have a good one.